is a pleasure and a good day to be on the weekend sports. A pleasant good afternoon. Welcome
Nana
to
Teburie,
Liberia,
Nana
fascinating sports
Srakanage,
program.
Nana
We coming to
Andromoy,
you live today, watching the
Oceania,
coverage and the kickoff
Ami.
happening in Ivory Coast. And the Freedom Weekend Sports comes away every Saturday from 12:30 to 1:30 at about this time where we bring you the latest happening in the water sports. For the very first time in the history of the Freedom Weekend Sports, since the formation of Freedom 11 years back, we are producing the weekend sports away from Monrovia. As it stands, we are currently in the city of Abidjan in Ivory Coast, producing you the program, the Freedom Weekend Sport. Me say hats up to the crew back in Monrovia who are doing everything possible so we can bring you the show. Our man DJ Baby Boy, that's Abraham Kamara, and the rest of Dua Kuso who are using and making everything possible for us to bring you the weekend sports. My name is Thomas Kojo Roulhac. Today we're going to talk basketball in Liberia. The Liberian delegation are currently in Abidjan participating in the FIBA Zone 3 basketball competition for the very first time in over 15 years. Liberian basketballers are making headway, are making their representation impressive, despite not getting wins by the wayside. But indeed, they are showing that indeed they are back into basketball activities. Lots of things to talk about. The bank ruler of FC Paseo Casio Anthony Kuo has been making lots of donations across the country to football club. I'm told his FC Paseo team are expected to depart the country anytime next week to participate in couple of international friendlies as a way of preparing the team in the pre-season ahead of the 2024-2025 football league season in Liberia. Watanga FC departed the country early this morning for Sierra for international friendlies before heading to Algeria for the CAF Champions League. Liberian women's champions determined girls will be in action against the Red Scorpions of the Gambias this afternoon. In lots of things to talk about on the weekend sports. Liberia in the ongoing Olympic taking place in Paris, France. Joseph Famuda qualified for the semi-final in the men's 100 meter run. Lots of things coming up. Baby boy, you can take control as we take a break to be back on the weekend sports.
Nana Teburie,
Welcome back. Welcome back to the weekend sports. Welcome back to the weekend sports. As you may be aware, that the Liberia Basketball Association 37-man delegation headed by Mr. Calvin Dix departed the country on last week for Abidjan City after 23 hours drive from Monrovia to the city of Abidjan, going through lots of hectic traffic, the Monrovia traffic, that of the Yamasoko, the Danale to Yamasoko traffic, the Yamasoko to Abidjan traffic, passing through the bowlers. You have to be over 2 to 3 hours at the Ivorian bowler after crossing from Lokatuo, the Liberian side. It was a hectic process, but the team managed to get in Monrovia with less than 24 hours to the kickoff of the tournament. And Liberia got on the court on the opening day, Wednesday, with a spectacular performance against the Ivorians women's under 18 national team that have been participating in international basketball for many years. And the girls put a surprise. Not many people expected the performance of the girls against the Elephants of Africa. You know, when the team was coming to Africa, many honorated the girls. The anticipation of the 37-man delegation was our boys would be the one to bring us the better results, the flying colors. And when the deputy minister was supposed, Ante Kwame spoke with the media that night before they take departure, the words was, "We are throwing our weight behind you. Go there and do your best. Whatever might be the results will be accepted. Our basketball has been in the quarters for years. Leadership crisis has been head of basketball. Now we are back on course after settling all of our differences with the international body of basketball. Whatever the results will be accepted. So I think the government is accepting the results, and I guess they are accepting the results in good faith. The women's team started on a fine note. The first two quarters of the game against the women's under 18 national team was not too impressive for the Liberian side, but the third and fourth quarter was the turning point for Liberia after the female Lone Star team, as they call themselves for basketball, took a commanding lead, running into 2 seconds left to play. We had 2 minutes, uh, 18 seconds left to play. When all, pardon me, we had 2 seconds on the dot left to play. We have two seconds on the dot left to play. When all turned out to be a bad moment for Liberian basketball followers and the players who burst into crying at the final call of the game when the ball rolled across the Ivorian court, not halfway past the court, but across the full court, with 2 seconds left on the clock. In the stand, of Tunisian estimated to take close to 5,000 people. You could hear the cheering of Liberians there, the few handful of Liberians who were joined by others who have come to watch the game from across Cote d'Ivoire. Even the Nigerians were cheering the Liberian team. The Ghanaians who were there were cheering the Liberian team. That was because it was a surprise to see Liberia, who have been away from international basketball for many years, to be putting such a brilliant performance against a team like Ivory Coast, who have been participating in the competition. Well, to the uttermost surprise of journalists and fans of basketball, what we witnessed, what we can recall and account for, that was the sound of the whistle that indeed the game has ended. With 2 seconds left to play, a full court. Many were looking at the impossibility of you getting from the full court in 2 seconds to get a 2 points to win the game, or to get a 1 point to level the game, or you shoot for 3 points. What we know, and what we observed, it was the end of the game, the end of the clock, when the whistle went for one of the umpires. There are three officiators of a basketball game. One of the umpires sounded the whistle for the end of the game, while the ball was still in the hand of one of the Ivorian player who shoot from a 3 point angle, and that was just the end of the game. And the Ivorians were in total celebrations while the Liberians were crying. And this controversy sparked a serious debate that had to put the next game to pause for close to 25 minutes with the reviewing process. I don't know if VR is in basketball, but they had to review it for over 25 minutes. But what amazed me, or what baffles me was when that 3 point basket was being awarded, or when the referee sounded the whistle after the ball landed in the net for basket, you could see the entire full bench, the officiators. You could see the officials from FIBA, those that were sitting on the board, that were taking down points, that were following the game. You could see them into total happiness. They ran into happiness. One of the ladies left from where she was sitting. She ran the court and started to celebrate. And I was like, well, what is happening? I think these people should be neutral. The Senegalese referee, Papa Cisse, the Senegalese referee, uh, had to go to the reviewing point of the game. It took close to 25 minutes. While Liberians were protesting in the stand, no basket, no basket, the Ivorians too were celebrating that indeed they had won the game. So after 25 minutes, the final results were given that the basket stood. The Ivorians were the winner. There was lots of protests by the players. At the end of the day, the head of delegation said they was going to write FIBA for inconfidence. He said, listen, we have not come here to make confusion. They are the organizer, they are the host. I'm the I'm the Secretary General of the Liberia Basketball Association. Be whatever the result is, we accept it in good faith. This has shown to the world that basketball in Liberia is taking a different trajectory. Despite we've been away for a very long period of time, now participating in international competition. And as a matter of fact, this is the very first time for us to bring our youth 18 women's national team. I said the big character. I'm quoting exactly what he said, Mr. Cavendish. This is our very first time to bring our women's youth 18 national team in international competition. To see them pull out such a brilliant performance, it only shows that our basketball is going to take a different trend and we are taking a different trend. What we need to do as administrators is to put more effort and for government to put in more resources so basketball program can be augmented. So we can go to leeward counties, organize basketball programs, bring some of the players that we will see there who are brilliant, blend them with the one we have, go outside of Liberia or start to research other countries. Maybe not America, not Europe, but in just the West African region. There are youthful Liberians who are playing basketball there, so we can bring some of them to join us. And well, I spoke with the coach of the women's national team, the Honor 18. He was in total tears that indeed it was quite disappointing. It was disappointing. But to be realistic, that raised the bar and hope of Liberians basketball followers back in Monrovia and across the world. After putting on such a brilliant performance against the Ivorian, many thought that would have played off for them. Many thought that was going to be a turning point for Liberia against the Tigers of Nigeria. With the Nigerians standing in the stand watching the game, observing the Liberian team against Ivory Coast, the next day, which was on yesterday, Friday, it was on Friday. Yesterday, Friday, everybody thought Liberia was going to make a difference. Even the players thought they were going to make a difference. But surprisingly for them, they got one wash, 90-9. The first quarter ended 32-0. The second quarter ended 70-4. And the entire game ended 90-9. And it was quite shocking. It was quite embarrassing for the country. But let's understand, because I read on social media, I saw some of the comments from some ex-players, some current players, some officials. I think they're still one may term it as beef within the leadership of the Basketball Association. Maybe precisely not those in the leadership or those that were wanting to come into leadership, but they did not win. I read some of the comments. It was quite provoking. It was denigrating on a country that just re-established a women basketball program that had been 15, 20 years. You see those statements, it just reminds me that people have to understand that our basketball was down due to conflict, leadership conflict that caused FIBA to sanction us for some time. And that the officials said they are going to take it step by step. They believe that basketball is going to come back. What they have achieved here so far in Cote d'Ivoire is a learning curve. But let me bring you up to date that the men's national team, or before coming to the men's national team, it has come to the end of the road for the women's under 18 national team. Liberia will now go to South Africa. It is clear after getting two defeats against the Elephants of Africa and the Tigers of Nigeria. Liberia had no opportunity to now go to South Africa. What they will have to do is to regroup because Liberia will be the host of the women's qualifier for Zone A. Liberia will be the host in November of this year at the gymnasium in Pinsville, where the game will be staged. Liberia will be hosting game. So the women's team will return to status quo, start to prepare. Maybe some of the players will be recruited from there to join the others who are preparing already for the upcoming competition. For the men's under 18 basketball team of Liberia, they have a game on today against Benin Republic that will conclude their activities. Four games out of five. There are five nations, so you play four games. Liberia suffered three defeats in succession. The first day, on the opening day, they suffer a painful defeat against uh, the Black Boys of Ghana. Ghana defeated Liberia 66-54 in a very tight core game at the dying minute in the last quarter. Liberia lost stumbled and it was where they fumbled by the wayside and they got defeated. On March the 2 for them, they suffered defeat to host Africans. Their hope and aspiration and dreams was actually dying down until it got finalized on yesterday against Nigeria, who were was Liberia 82 to 49 points in the ongoing Zone 3 basketball competition. Mr. Cavendish is the Secretary General. He's expected to join me here at Robert Hotel in Abidjan so we can talk more about their trip to Cote d'Ivoire for the ongoing FIBA Zone 3 basketball qualifying series that is taking place within Africa. As it stands, there is no hope for the two Liberian teams. They are out. They got eliminated on yesterday officially after defeat to the Nigerian women's team and the Nigerian men's team in the Honor 18 qualifier. So Liberia will be playing today for Pride against Benin Republic. Both countries failed to win in their respective three other games. So the Liberian team will be closing on today. They will just go for the win to set the record straight of 4 games they managed to get a win. For mind you, the guys from Benin Republic are also hoping to get a win. All of the two countries want to take win respectively back to their countries, at least to show that indeed the government just did not support them. But there are a few things have come to my mind about basketball development. I saw the late departures of the team. I saw the team riding the bus for 23 hours. I know government says it is challenging at this time to get money. Minister Anne Kwame spoke of it clearly, and I listened to him. It made a lot of sense that it was challenging for them to get money. But look at the organization of the team. I'm here in the hotel with the team. I watch all of the four other teams who are here, how they organize themselves. Few Liberians who live within Africa who spoke with me and chose that I shouldn't call their name on radio. They were disappointed about the organization of the basketball program within Liberia, from the way in which the government supporting basketball. Some of them asked Thomas, is it true what we read on social media from you and other sports journalists that there is 1,200 in the budget for basketball development for the entire year? I said, yes, I can confirm that. There's a little over 1,200 or 1,001 something in the budget for basketball development. And they was like, no, you you can't be competing against a country like Africa's because you must play Africa's, Nigeria, Ghana, Benin in this region because we are from Zone 3. Those are countries that are right within the Zone 3 region. If you want to compete at their level, and if you want to qualify for major competitions like what is going to take place in South Africa, those countries who are going to qualify to South Africa are going there to qualify to the Honor 19 World Cup that will take place in 2026 for basketball. And they were like, if we have to compete against them, the government of Liberia needs to be serious. You can have 1,200 or a little over that money within the budget for basketball development. Then you expect our players to play magic, late preparation. The players, many of them confirmed to me that at times they transported themselves for long distances in Morovia to get at the SKD Gymnasium just to practice for sacrifices to get on the national team to play. It was on the 11th hour when the Basketball Association received fundings from the government of Liberia to come and undertake this competition or to participate in this competition. The guys were at the verge of crashing out. Totally. The guys were at the verge of crashing out. They had to wait and even go and borrow money for some people to get the player passport ready, to get a bus rented, to get food for the players. to get slingers to bring them before the government even transfer money to them. If we are to make progress, be it whatever sports, there is a need that government needs to fund institutions to begin early preparation. What I have seen here with the Ivorians national team, the level of organization I have seen from the Ivorians national team, the Nigerian youth national team, the guys from Benin, what I have seen here is a total difference of what is being practiced in Monrovia. I've seen total organization, not like Liberia, not like Liberia. I know the leadership honor Mr. Abraham Samuka is striving to make sure that our basketball get rebranded so we can get the face, that international face, so we can once again get it. So our basketball can regain its status to where it used to be years back when we had the less of Emmanuel Porter on the court playing basketball. What can we do? The government needs to begin early preparation, needs to put in more money, such money in the budget for basketball development. What I have seen, this is my very first time to try with the basketball team of Liberia. And I know what they are going through. Lots of headache. The hell of the delegations leave from one end to another just to get things done. Constant calls coming in from the president in Monrovia, Abraham Samuka, to the girls here, motivating them. I'm assigned with the women's team. Every time, after 2, 3 hours, Mr. Abraham Samuka will have to call to encourage the girls. Put in your all. Do your best. Represent your country. You know it is struggling time. We are struggling. We are new. But government needs to do something to step up the performances of the players. There are too many people who want to play basketball in Liberia. How would they get involved in the basketball activity when their friends there are not making progress? When they are not seeing the difference in the life of their friends, what can they do? How can you go to the leeward counties and recruit basketballers to join other basketballers who are in Monrovia when you don't have fundings to organize programs? This competition is ongoing. There is not a single Liberian referee. There is not a single Liberian officials on the board of what is happening. All of those I have seen here so far, and I've spoken to, they're from Nigeria, they're from Cote d'Ivoire, they're from Benin, they're from Senegal, they're from Africa. Not a single Liberians. And this tournament is being held next door to Liberia. What is happening? What is happening? The only way these associations and federations in Liberia can be empowered so that people can now start to have voices within the region is by the government of Liberia putting in more resources into the national budget for sports. What can a 1,200 USD do for basketball development? Now people want the players to play magic. People want the players to play magic. Nigeria is making progress today. They did not just go on magic. They started with programs. They had the youth tour basketball program, the youth 16, the youth 18, the youth 20, until the youth national team. That's why you see every time there's an Olympic, you find more Nigerians going there than us. Because the government prioritizes sports. That's another way of empowering young people. Not everyone will work in the national government. No. Others want to get involved into sports to improve their life. And what government fail to understand is the more you put more resources into sports, the more young people get exposed and get opportunity to go outside and better themselves and get money to come back and develop. You think the way Nigeria is developed, it's just politicians who are developing Nigeria? No. Some of the athletes, the sports people who are out there, they are making 200, 300, 400,000 US on a weekly basis. They go back to the country and carry on development. I listened to Asamoah Jean when I was in Ghana 2 weeks ago. Asamoah spoke at a training where I was attending with my friend Jahim Tumo. And Asamoah, and I was surprised to know that Asamoah is just a high school graduate. Asamoah Gang, who once played for Sunderland in the English Premier League, who won held the back of Africa at the World Cup, the 2010 World Cup. You know the story of Asamoah again. From 2006 up to 2014, up to 2018 with the Ghanaian national team. You know that story. I was surprised to hear from Asamoah himself that he's just a high school graduate. But you know why? Asamoah said, I'm making a wise decision today in my life, not because I'm just a high school graduate, but because I believe all of us did the wrong thing, and it is time that I do the wrong and the right thing in my country. And he said, one thing again, this is something I must do. If the Ivorian players can develop their country, what about me? Asamoah has a company running in Ghana. He confirmed that to us. Too many people are employed. Not everyone. The young man said, not everyone will get employed by government. Government job is not for everybody. But when government empower us, we the athletes, when government empower us, we will come back, bring companies, open programs, and we will empower other people too. And when those people are empowered and prepared to stand on their own, they will empower other young generations in Ghana, same as Liberia. How many Liberian players we see out there? You go to Nigeria, you see the lens of Canon, they tell you Canon get a hospital. That's empowerment. The state that Wango Canon lives in, he built a hospital, he built a school there. You know why it does for that community? It reduces the burden on government. So for that whole area, let assume the the empowerment of our sports federation leads to one of our players from maybe the football association will have one of our national team players because they are in power. That player managed to go to Europe, he play in the bigger league. He receiving 200,000, 300,000 on a weekly basis. He know nowhere. He was born right in Liberia. He grew up in Liberia. He want to come back and celebrate with his friends. Now the minds of Liberian players are open. It's not like there is no disrespect to those who play in the 80s, the 70s, and the 90s. But today, many of our players have a developmental mind. They do not want to run into what happened to ex-players of the national team. That some of them had to wait on government to push them to some places to be earning at least 1,500, 600, 700 on a monthly basis to survive. They don't want to see themselves as some of the ex-players of the Lone Stars of Liberia who are living a wayward life. No. So they are getting involved into businesses. The likes of St. Johnson go on somewhere, I think 16th Street, between 16th and 17th Street. St. Johnson have a project that is ongoing, soon to be dedicated. A hotel is going to be dedicated very soon. That's empowerment. You know what happened? In that neighborhood, not everybody in that neighborhood will be depending on government job now. So Johnson is going to create job opportunity for maybe 20% within that hotel. So I'm trying to say the school being built in the neighborhood of where Nwango Kanu live within Nigeria, it reduces the burden on government. Government do not have to go there now and build new school. No, there's a school already there. Only thing government need to do now is just give subsidy to empower the teachers, the administrators of the school. See as Liberia. When the government put more money into sports, you see more people playing sports. You see the federations improving. I listen to the president of the Football Association cry every godsend day due to lack of same basketball, no money. The same thing with the Liberia Chess Federation. Ibrahim Kamara, we are expecting the call from the president of the Liberia Chess Federation. I told him to call you directly to form part of the program. Today, they are expected to go to Budapest, Hungary next month for the chess Olympia, but they are struggling. No money, no money, no money. This is another symptom of depriving the improvement of our athletes. No money, no money. They're not running through some football news that the Diamond Girls will be in action on today by 3:30 in the CAF Women's Champions League qualifier taking place within Sierra Leone. They go against the Gambians champions, the Rare Scorpions. The formality have been done. The both teams went to technical meeting of late yesterday evening, so they are prepared to work on the pitch today. All eyes will be in Sierra Leone to know what is going to happen there with the women's champions of Liberia when they go against the Rare Scorpions of the Gambias. On yesterday, we managed to watch a video about Cassia Anthony Kuo, who is the bank brother chief executive officer of FC Fascia. As a matter of fact, they got defeated 4 goals this year against reigning champions Watanga FC in a preseason game ahead of their departure next week to Cairo, Egypt to participate in a couple of friendlies before returning to the country for the new league season. So Kasia Kuo, I'm told he will speak very shortly to the press on some issues. Let me inform you that Watanga FC has agreed finally and officially that they will play all of their games in the CAF preliminary round, the 2 games against FC Ushers of Algeria, the Algerian champions. That game will be playing Algeria. And the media manager of FC Watanga, Roland Banuka, confirmed that to us. The reason being that a couple of international friendlies been scheduled for Watanga FC in Algeria, so it won't be prudent for the team to play in Monrovia, get to Algeria, play just in between twists and turns. So they want to use the qualifier, the preliminary rounds of the qualifier of the CAF Champions League for 2024-2025 as a way of also preparing their team for the new league season uh, in Liberia, the 2024-2025 season. Josepha Mato officially yesterday joined the FC Fascia for an undisclosed fee. And we yet to know the term of the contract, but that is quite official and confirmed. The club of Nima Quado, he formed a club that he made a couple of years, we in 2016 when they were, of course, Adina FC. Uh, Confirmed that yesterday through the social media handle that the player has departed them for FC Fascia. Lots of things happening in the world of sports on Freedom FM 87.9 with me, Thomas Kojo Roulhac. In today's sports presentation, we are coming to you live from the city of Abidjan in Ivory Coast, where we are following the ongoing basketball competition. Captain Dick should be walking in to talk to us briefly. We'll have close to 15 minutes on the program, The Freedom Weekend Sports. So that take this very short break to do some technical adjustment where we'll see if our man Abraham Babyboy Kamara can manage to reach out to the president of the Liberia Chess Federation, or if a call has been placed in by the president of the Liberia Chess Federation. Abraham Kamara, we are taking a very short break. You are listening to coming to you live from the city of Abidjan this afternoon. With me, Thomas Kukuwola, because people on the weekend, people, live here on the program, the Freedom Weekend Sports on Freedom 87.9. Ibrahim Kamara, if you there, Ibrahim Kamara, if you there, let's continue with the program.
Mastro de bien, llevado nuevo. Dice Mastro de bien, llevado calor. El onini adiós. El onini
Ibrahim, if you
cuate.
dare, let's continue with the program. Ibrahim Kamara, if you dare, let's continue with the program. This is the Freedom Weekend Sports. We have less than 13 minutes to be here. We don't know if Mr. Thomas Kaya, who is the president of the Liberia Chess Federation, has phoned in our man Ibrahim Kamara so we can hear from him. He raised some issues about delayed in the team getting some money. They are preparing to participate in the World Chess Olympia that kick off in September of this year. The Liberian delegation of 16 persons are expected to depart the country early September for Budapest, Hungary. But until then, call us on 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104. And you'll be live on the program, The Freedom Weekend Sports on Freedom 87.9. What do you make of the performance of the women's and men's under 18 national team of Liberia basketball team in the ongoing FIBA Zone 3 basketball qualifying series that is taking place within Abidjan City? When you call, you walk away from the radio, and this time, just understand that the man in studio is not a regular man. I'm not the regular guy who will tell you, say, when you call, walk away from the radio. The man in studio is a different man. It's our man, Ibrahim Kamara, who is just helping us today. So when you call, the man will pick up the call, or you just have to walk away from the radio. So call us on 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104, and be a part of the program. The weekend sports, let's talk basketball in Liberia. Everybody, if we have calls coming in, you can start to take in the call on the weekend sports.
And Kojo, just hold on. We got a call from Thomas Kaya. He's on the line right now.
Mr. Kaya, good afternoon and welcome to the weekend sports.
Hello.
Thomas Kaya, good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm hearing you very faintly. Trying to stay away from the monitor as well, so the guys can just make some adjustment. Yeah, but it's good to hear you, even though you are not home or still trying to keep the show going. But I want to say we are happy to be part of the process. Representing this country is not an easy thing. It's unfortunate we don't have the financing to get to pay as much as we would like to, but it's a pressure on ourselves flying the way that looks very similar to a flight somewhere else. It puts a lot of pressure on our athlete to perform whenever you go out to represent the Republic of Liberia.
Okay. So what are the chances of the team going now?
Well, as far as we are concerned, the chances are still 100% because we like to be optimistic. Our government has never let us down since 2017 to now. We have participated in all of the international events. We have even put a lot of performances with the support of the government. So I see no reason why we should be that poor at this point in time. The only problem is we usually receive support late. And we don't want it in this case because of two reasons. One, we want our team to be prepared in order to put out a performance that will reflect the level of development of chess in this country and the attitude of all Liberians. We know Liberians are smart and we use chess to show that to the rest of the world. The second reason is we are going to participate in the Schengen region and there are visas confusion. I mean, you don't just go to the embassy saying we expect to get support from the government and all that. You must have everything in place before you go there. And if you don't process a visa in advance, your delegation will not make it to the event. And that is our major fear. As of support, we are very certain that we're going to get support from the government. The only question is when will this support come? We've been crying across the country since May when we hosted the West African Chess Championship that we do need support, not just for the hosting of that milestone event, but also for our participation in the Olympia, which was still 4 or 5 months ahead. We are less than 2 months to the event. We have not gotten support, not from the government, not from anyone else. So that
you said less than 2 months. You said less than 2 months. I'm told the event should be in September, but you said less than 2 months.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to be too definite. We are like just a few days away from the event because we start on the 10th of September. That's the arrival and opening ceremony. So by this time, we should have our visas in our book. But because we have not gotten any support, we are still trying to do visa application process, which is a big
Okay.
issue because a lot of the young people we are taking to the Olympia will be traveling for the first time, and we do not want their hopes to be dashed. Like a familiar event that happened in 2016 when the team was supposed to go to our first Olympia in Baku, Azerbaijan,
Okay.
and players went to the airport only to be turned down because support fund didn't come through. So this time around, we want to be sure that our players who are currently in training for over 2 months now should be at the Olympia because the young people we are taking there are very sure they are going to be great. We have probably the youngest team in the Olympia in the female session and a very solid team in the open session. So across of Africa, we've been making our name. We've been overly representing Liberia, even though people try hard not to pay attention to the exports and the sources of chess in the region, across the continent, across the world, perhaps for political reasons, but we like to stay away from those. At some point, people will get to read it on social media, see it on BBC, hear it on CNN, and get to give credit to our country for doing great work in a sport that is not about sweat and blood or sitting and thinking. So we are still very hopeful that this support will come. Every day of my life, I spend it at the Ministry of Youth and Sport, trying to talk to our ministers and convince them that it's not just through football and basketball we give young people opportunity. Chess is one place where
Okay.
we never fail. There is no losing in chess. If we do not produce grandmasters or champions, we will have very decent citizens that the rest of the world will be proud of. That's what chess does for any society. So we need to give the support. And it's just minimal support when it comes to chess. It's not the huge budget we hear when one side is participating in one chess match. This team is asking for an amount like just around $70,000 to $80,000 to take care of about 18, 19 persons for 2, 3 weeks to go to Europe, come back, take care of every other part of the trip. So this is an amount that is going to change the lives of many and put our flag up there in the list of nations. So it's not too much to ask for. We know the willingness is there, but the bureaucracy and the lack of promptness of this intervention, these are the things that are giving us some cheaters.
Mr. President, people take leave of you. I know the government is your biggest partner when it comes to support. What is the federation doing outside of the box? People take leave of you. I want to know. I know the government is your biggest partners in terms of support in getting your team to other countries. Like you are preparing to go to Budapest, Hungary. What is the institution doing outside of the box apart from government support to raise revenue and prepare themselves properly?
Well, we are not in the process of doing business right now. We don't have that capacity, so we can say we tap it into our existing investment portfolio to get support from. The thing we do that we usually do is to write and request support. Make people to understand the relevance of chess in every society, especially in the Liberian society, and then ask them to provide some kind of assistance. We've been doing that since the beginning of this year. Remember, we had our national championship, which qualified the players that are going to Olympia now. It happened in January. Since January, we've been interacting, engaging with all of the stakeholders, including writing churches. Don't know which church you are a part of. Every major church person in the country, we wrote a letter of support there. All of the businesses, all the government institutions. So I am still trying to get some ideas on what we can do that we haven't tried yet. We're waiting to see if Liberians will let their own children down because we don't think chess is an important sport, or we don't know the extent to which chess is a vital development tool that is going to help us solve some of our problems. So we have tried everything, and even as we speak, every day of the week, we we are making calls. Internally, we have generals, chess players who are being given support. Some of them live in the US, some of them are in country quietly supporting. The team has been in training since June. To train from June to the end of July, 2 months, is an expensive process. I don't even think the non-staff football team trains that hard. The cost of training
How you guys managing?
internally, we have been mobilizing resources to get this going because we know when the support comes from government last minute, no one sees the fact that you try to get support 6 months, 9 months early, and you only get it on the day of departure. People only see the result and they judge you by the result, which is unfair. Like what happened to the team in Africa. To score 9 points, in complete game is unheard of. So we don't want something similar to happen to us. That's why we have been taking our players through training on our expense, hoping that when the government finally gives the support that we're expecting, our players will be ready. And then they won't use the lack of performance to deny us support for the next event. That's the game we're trying to play.
Is there anything probably you want to talk about? We didn't ask you before we start to interact with other callers on the line.
Yeah, we just want to say to the rest of the business community out there, especially our big companies, we've been knocking on the doors of Orange, MTN, Lone Star, Morovia Club Brewery, Coca-Cola Factory. For once, just open the door and see what we can do with this partnership. We need your support. Liberia is more than just supporting football. There are young people who have talents and gifts in other areas. Let them feel your support for once. And once we go to the Olympia and come back, you have Liberians to be proud of and people who can serve as some of your flag bearers and your ambassadors in our society.
Thank you, Thomas. We wish you success. We pray that you get the support you are yearning for at this time to take your team to Budapest, Hungary. It was nice talking to you, Mr. President. Thomas Kaya is the president of the Liberia Chess Federation there, appealing to the national government and well-meaning Liberians to support the Liberia Chess Federation delegation expected to depart the country early next month for Budapest, Hungary. Baby boy can take at least 2 to 3 callers to call it a day on the weekends. Call us on 0776 104 104 0776 104 104 084 500 104. Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, I join you from GSO and I'm Abraham Wisa.
Wisa, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the show. And I want to go strictly to the point that has to do with the support to football in our country. I think Liberians need to wake up to support football because if only we are depending on government, it will be very difficult for the national team, the very national team, to have a support. And I also want to encourage the stakeholders. Let them be able to give open support in a sense that I learned that Mustafa Raji, the president of LFA, rejected some amount from Pastel. It's an allegation, but I don't know how true it is. I think this needs to stop. Even if somebody intended to contest against it and they have had for the national team to support, except every support that we bring, that doesn't mean that the person is going to win the election. Because everybody needs to be given the room to support the national team. You can't be calling for support and you're rejecting support. Thank you very much.
Let's take another person, Abraham Kamara. Thank you. We'll take another person. 0776 104 104. Call us and be a part of the weekend's post on Freedom 87.9. Today's presentation is coming to you from Abidjan City in Africa. Good afternoon. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you guys.
Hey, my brother, what's up? Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, Kojo. First of all, I want to say hands on to the basketball team because US basketball, then I know sporting situation as well. But if we have a word and the family in Ampa, they stood on the community to get it for money, for parity, and to come back to view and basketball. So our football, very very football, what they do with the coach. Until now, when I hear any result with the coach will come back, even come out, we don't know. We couldn't want to ask about that. I would try to push back or just give me that.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. Let's squeeze in at least one or two person. Don't call it a day on the program. We have all the time running. But as a matter of fact, we came on 20 minutes late. But I just taking two more person. Don't call it a day. Call us on 0776-104-104, 0776-104-104. Now inform me that this program is proudly sponsored by Can't Stop Us Liberia. Do we have a caller on the line? 0776 104 104 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Call and be a part of the program, The Freedom Weekend Sports on Freedom 87.9. What do you think government needs to do in terms of moving on sports? Good afternoon.
Hello. Hello.
Your name and where you join us from? Your name and where you join us from?
I'm going for the chapter building.
Go ahead.
I'm going to chapter building. I want to know. I want to know about civil chapter. Is still playing for your exam?
Sekus Jabate?
I say I want to know about civil chapter. Is still playing or is down?
Okay. Thank you. So precisely, we are not okay. Thank you. Precisely, we are not going that route, but for the sake of the public, Jabate is not playing. Jabate is right in Monrovia. Jabate been down with injury for a very long time. Sekou Luisi, a one-time poster ball of the national team of Liberia. Let's take the last person on the line. Don't call the day. Good afternoon. Okay, so my producer making palaver with me. Okay, so I would love to call it a day today on the weekend sports on Freedom FM 87.9. Let's say hashtag and kudos to our man Abraham Baby Ball Kamara, love to be called DJ Hero, for sitting in and producing the show from Aurora while I carry on the presentations for in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. See you guys. I'll be back in Monrovia on Monday. Until then, have yourself a very pleasant time. Many thanks to the management headed by Abraham Gosson William for affording me the opportunity to be away from Liberia on national DJ. Bye bye.